Well, hello. Here we are. Different location. Same location, different, backdrop. Have you? So we've had some people. Oh, by the way, TGIF, it has been such an exhausting week, Chris. I don't know about you, but for me, it's just been, I haven't quit working. Anyway, so glad it's Friday. As people know, we've had horse breeding operation and now we have a cattle breeding operation. So we are actually, this is one of my favorite times of the day to get to ride around with this guy. And, oh, look, he has clothes on too. Just kind of look out over everything and check on everybody. So a big difference, and I'm gonna let Chris take the reins, no pun intended, kind of, on this one about horse breeding. We bred horses from 2000 until 2018, and 90% of the time enjoyed it, I suppose. Okay, so Chris, take over the horse. Okay, so the horse breeding operation is it's all artificial insemination. Veterinarian comes out, he takes the temperature of the horse, and I'll get to that later on. Because it just so happens that our bull's has been trying to take the temp of a cow for the last several days, but never mind that. So the vet has to come out, or I take the mares to the vet. And, everything mostly went pretty smooth. And I have gotten out of horse breeding operation because, again, Chris, what? Lost our ass. There's a lot of horse breeders that do well and make a lot of money. Kudos. It's just, maybe it's where we live. I don't know. But I'm proud of every single baby I produced. And we still have some. And they're in training with wonderful, wonderful people, Betsy and Jesse, and they are I'll just say it, they just are the rock of our training program. So Chris, just give us your bam thoughts on breeding horses, Chris.
Don't do it.
All righty, okay. Now let's switch over to cattle. So we've been breeding cattle, how long would you say? Well, we've been breeding our Angus and our Angus Wagyu crosses now for about 5 years.
5, yeah.
I'd say 5, We've had cows probably for about 8. So we have 2 bulls. You might hear one of them in the distance because he's on the other side of the fence. But we have one right here, Cole, who, like I said, has been trying to take the temperature. If you heard that, that's... He never shuts up. During the wedding, Wyatt had to pipe in, I hope y'all heard that, otherwise I'll look really stupid doing that, But anyway, so we have 2 bulls, and so Cole is our Angus bull. He's a little slower to the, he kind of, he's a little short in stature, but he can get the job done apparently, because he has many calves on the ground. And we're going to show you a cow shortly, and we're going to show you, I'm going to have to do this in sections where I can turn it off and then edit it and then, turn it around to where you can see what we're talking about. And Chris is a tad bit embarrassed about, saying this on camera. So I'm just going to go ahead and just throw it on out there, okay? So when we are checking, we happen to have one cow that is probably due within the next few weeks. And so when we're checking cows, very much similar to horses, you look for the udder change. And then also you know, you look for a little poochiness, as Chris coined that phrase, for the vulva area. But, you know, vulva, you know, when it's just me and him, that's just a technical word. We don't, you know, she has a poochy vulva. I mean, poochy doesn't even go with vulva. It'd be like, she has a pronounced vulva, you know. Okay, no, I'm sorry. We're going to say poochy vajayjay. Okay, I think we're all adults here to hear poochy vajayjay. So, yeah, it gets very poochy. And, you know, Chris has his scale of poochiness. So, Chris, isn't that right? Did I just explain that correctly? What do you have to add to that?
No, not a word.
Not a word? Okay. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this off now. We're going to go find this one cow, and I'm going to I'll have to, you know, cut it off to turn it around. And we're going to show you Cole, Hillside Cole Train 316 is his actual registered name. They seem to be playing leapfrog with one another. But anyway, so I'm going to turn it off right now. We'll turn it back on when we find the cow, and then Chris will give you the poochiness scale. How about that? See you in a second. Okay, so here we have number 3. This is our lady in waiting. And you can see, yeah, she's developed an udder, but I'd say she's still a few weeks off. Now, that all said, we're going to go around and just drive around slowly to the back. And we're not expecting any poochiness, but see, she's kind of, okay. Chris, when she swishes her tail, let us know. She's holding it tight. And again, I can see her udder from here. And by the way, a little interesting fact is there is a hind tit. So if you've ever heard sucking hind tit.
Yeah, very, very little poochiness.
Yeah, so Chris says, what Chris?
Very little.
Very little. So those two things, you know, pretty much tells us, you know, she's probably got several weeks. But we still like to come out here and keep an eye on her every, you know, so often. So here we have Cole, and we're going to keep our distances right. And, you know, and it's nothing like having your child present, you know, during this special time. But, you know, a kid has to eat too. So that's her calf. And there's Cole and his beautifulness. And she's kind of just eating. But he's been trying to take her temperature now for, as Chris calls it, several days now. So, you know, he's a little shorter in stature. But as you can see, he can get the job done from the calves. And, well, there you go. Oh, yeah. You think she'd be just, you know, super still, and she will be eventually, but sometimes they just, you know, maybe they want privacy. We're here. Now we're going to drive just over, just so where we can see the Mr. Loudmouth across the creek, on the other fence line, just wheeling around Chris, because he's right over there. He's over in there. So we're going to leave Cole and his woman alone for right now. We're going to go check out Wyatt. And Wyatt is he's actually 3/4 Wagyu, 1/4 Jersey. And that's his harem over there on that pasture. And there is Wyatt, which we will go get a close-up. And look, we actually have water in our creek. Okay, hang with me. Riding along in our automobile. So, yeah, let's flip it around. Let me see. So this is the gentleman that proceeded to interrupt the wedding. Hey, Wyatt. Hey, Wyatt, what's up, man? Hey, Wyatt. Wyatt. How you doing? That's his sexy, subtle voice. But you see, he has, well, he's taking care of all his girls up there on the hill. So. Oh, Lord, here we go. He's just so pitiful. Pitiful. He just doesn't have enough girlfriends. So, you know, such is life. So, okay, that's enough for today's lesson on cattle breeding and horse breeding.